Hi Year 5, Mrs. Harmer here with you again for some more Spanish. I'm excited, you're excited, we're all excited. Let's just get on. Here we go. Let me share the screen for you once again. Here we go. Lovely. All right then. So last time we talked about school. This time we're going to talk about school some more. Okay, so hopefully by the end of this, you'll be able to speak about school subjects and what you think of them. That's the plan anyway. Okay, we learnt the names of the subjects last time. So I'm going to get you to listen again to how these subject names sound. Why don't I just make this as big as I can? Here we go. Okay, so I've got a little note here. As we run through the pronunciation, let's think about whether these words are masculine or feminine, because that's something I left you to do by yourselves, but we're going to confirm to ourselves. There's clues here as to whether or not words are masculine or feminine. I hope you've got those in your mind, but I'll confirm those for you once we've gone through how all these sound. Okay, so over here, we have plástica, arte, lectura, geografía, español, ciencia, inglés, educación física, historia, tecnología, religión, and last but not least, matemáticas. Fantastic. Now then, as I say, there's clues as to whether or not these words are feminine or masculine, but I'll show you those on the next slide. Have your sheet ready from last time. Okay, here we go then. So here's my version, and I want you to make sure that yours looks the same as mine. So you should have in this row here whether or not you think it's masculine or feminine. And now I've confirmed it for you up here. So put the equivalent for the word the Spanish version for the word the, just next to your names here, okay? So it's la plástica, el arte, la lectura, la geografía, el español, el inglés, la tecnología, la educación física, la ciencia, la religión, la historia, and here we go, down at the bottom here, it's actually las matemáticas, because like English, they pluralise, they make it a more than one thing, maths. As my daughter who's keen on maths will tell you, yes, there is more than one sort of maths. Okay, so here we go. So hopefully this is all filled in here. Even that one there. Okay, make it look like mine. And now you're ready to pick which subjects you're going to talk about. So if you remember from last time, me gusta means I like, this subject. No me gusta means I don't like this subject, okay? So I like everything basically, but just for the sake of doing this, I'm just going to change that to that. And I'm going to move over. Okay, and I'm going to put, what is that one again? Oh yes, it's reading. Okay, so I'm going to say I like reading. And I'm going to say I don't like science. Okay, there we are. Now we're ready to go on to the next slide. So make sure you have something in these spots, something that you like and something that you don't like. Okay. Right here, let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Now then, in my travels, I have found out the opinions of several and many people about what they think about school subjects and what they do and don't like. So I'm not going to tell you whose opinions these are, but they're just here for you to see if you can work out. I'll read the first three that I've got in highlighter. Okay, and we'll work out what those are. So, me gusta la historia porque es útil. Not quite sure what this word means. Have a look at your sheet. There is a translation there. So, me gusta la historia porque es útil. That's right. It says, I like history because it's useful. Okay, let's do the next one. Me gusta el arte porque es interesante. Me gusta el arte porque es interesante. Okay, this means I like art because it's interesting. Last one of the highlighted ones. No me gusta el español porque es difícil. No me gusta el español porque es difícil. Yes, yes, you're right. It means I don't like Spanish because it's difficult. But hopefully after a session with Mrs. Harmer, that can't be the case anymore. Okay, so if you notice, here's a feminine one because you know la means feminine, and here's a masculine one because you know el is masculine. And they haven't changed the adjective that is describing them. Okay. Let's have a look at these ones, see if anything changes here. Me gusta la educación física porque es divertida. Me gusta la educación física porque es divertida. Turn to the person next to you right now and tell them what this means. Are they right? Are you right? This means I like PE because it's fun. And obviously, with Mr. Goff or Joe Wicks, it always would be. Okay, here we go. No me gusta la tecnología porque es aburrida. No me gusta la tecnología porque es aburrida. Again, turn to the person next to you and tell them what that means. You're so right. It means I don't like IT because it's boring. Now, again, we're talking just theory here because that can't be the case if you've got Mr. Ball working with you. Okay, last one. No me gusta el inglés porque es aburrido. No me gusta el inglés porque es aburrido. Okay, yes, you're right. It does mean I don't like English because it's boring. Now, you might have noticed something with these three that is not the same as the first ones, and I'm going to show you why these are different. So, the reason I got you to say whether these were masculine or feminine is because when you describe something, when you use an adjective, it can be affected by whether what you're describing is masculine or feminine. So, I'm saying it can be. Let me show you when it isn't. So, in these ones here, interesante, difícil, útil, they wouldn't change whether or not it was feminine or masculine, the word that they were describing. However, these ones here do. So if I wanted to say, I don't like science, no me gusta la ciencia porque es aburrida, I have to change aburrido to aburrida because science is feminine. Okay? By the way, porque means because. You might want to put that somewhere on your sheet as well while you're still working on it. Okay? So if I wanted to say, I'll change these to masculine ones and you'll see what I mean. Here we go. Come on, la lectura. Let me change it so I'm doing letters. Fantastic. Okay. So if I wanted to say, for example, well, obviously I'd say this. Okay. If I say, me gusta el español porque es interesante, it doesn't change this. Okay. However, I was someone who thought that Spanish was boring. Like I say, this is just all theory, guys. Now you're seeing why I really need to work hard with Mr. Ball. Here we go. I have to change it if I want to say Spanish is boring to o, because it's a masculine word. Okay, hopefully that is all making sense and you have picked a descriptive word for the subjects that you have put here. But I do have one more thing that I have to share with you that might change slightly what you're doing. And this will probably seem like some kind of commercial break. And in a way, it kind of is. I don't want you to burn out now. I want you to have a bit of fun. Okay. So put everything to one side now. Okay, you're going to do a bit of speaking and listening, and we're going to learn something on the way. Okay, so if you want to say you do like or don't like more than one thing, gusta, everybody say gusta, fantastic, becomes gustan. Everybody say gustan. Fantastic, because just like gusta is it is like, by whoever's liking it. Gustan is like they are liked by whoever is liking it. So, for example, I can say, me gustan los colores azul y morado, which means I like the colours blue and purple. And because it says colours, it's a plural word, it has to be gustan. I can also say things that I don't like. Here we go. No me gustan las montañas rusas. I don't like roller coasters, and this is a true life story. Get me on a roller coaster, I am screaming all the way round. It's a really unpleasant experience for everybody, quite frankly. Okay. Also, another little not like of mine is, well, no me gustan los tiburones. I don't like sharks. I'm very sorry. I don't want to be anywhere near them. I can't tell you. Okay, so this is your chance for a little bit of Spanglish. Turn to the person that you're near and tell them something that you do or don't like. But the rule this time is it has to be more than one thing. It can be more than one of the same things. So roller coasters, that's more than one roller coaster. Sharks, that's more than one shark. So yes, make it so that it's lots of things you don't like. Okay, go for a bit of Spanglish right now. I'll wait for you. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Glad you're having a good time doing that. Okay, so you're probably thinking, Mrs. Harmer, that was lovely, but why did you tell us about that? I'm just saying, if you want to talk about maths, because like I said, it's pluralized, it's more than one thing, you have to use gustan. Let me show you what I mean. Okay. So if you picked your subjects and you haven't got maths there, this is where you'd put your sentence about maths. I want to know whether you do or don't like it. Some people have got very strong feelings about this. I need to know these things. Okay. If you have put maths here, you'll just have to adjust it according to what I've put and put something else down on this line here, okay? This is your I'm writing free from Mrs. Harmer sentence space. Okay, so I have here, me gustan las oh dear, let me start again. I've just got to put the teeth in. Me gustan las matemáticas porque es divertidas. Okay, can you see what I've done there? And Google, please get out of my way. I've said I like maths because it is fun, but I have made it feminine because it's las matemáticas, and I have made it plural because it's plural. Okay, so that's your rule for maths. Whether or not you're saying you like it or not, you have to make it agree with its adjective. Okay, so let's try no me gustan. Oh my goodness, no! Me gustan. Okay, and I have to say why. Porque es, because it is. And in this case, I'm going to say, well, it isn't boring, but let's imagine that that's what you think. Okay, I'd have to make it aburridas. Okay, it has to agree, whatever your adjective is, has to agree with your noun, with your name for anything. Okay, I think I'm ready to let you fly free. So if you haven't finished this one, finish it now. If you haven't finished this one, finish it now. And if you haven't done your I'm writing free, Mrs. Harmer, then you need to get on with that now. Obviously, I want a full stop at the end of that sentence. Okay, cool. Okay, let me just check I don't have any more. Oh, I do. Right, I'll pause and wait for you to finish your thing. And then this is what we're going to go on to next, to take it home, to finish off the lesson. Okay, this is when you turn to your partner once again or someone near you, and you have the chance to actually speak out what your opinion is. I want you to think of 2 subjects that you either do or you don't like, okay? So your opinion might be, me gusta la ciencia y el arte. Turn to the person next to you. What would this person be saying? That's right. This person likes science and art. This one next door is talking about what somebody doesn't like. But because they're talking about maths, they have to use gustan, okay? Bit of a clue what they don't like then. Okay, so this one says, no me gustan las matemáticas o el español. Now, if you note up here, o means or. So turn to the person next to you and say what this opinion is. Yes, yes. Sadly, they don't like maths or Spanish. What a strange world that would be if lots of people thought that. So this is your chance now to turn to the person next to you and tell them 2 subjects you don't like, and you can use either and for those subjects or for those subjects. I'll give you a moment now before I say bye-bye. Okay, well done everybody. I feel like you've probably worked really hard with this, and just as a bit of a treat, I do have a bit of a bonus item for you, but you can only do that if your teachers feel like you've worked hard enough and you have time to do it. So be excited if that's you. Oh well, if it's not, I hope you get to do it. Anyway, it's a special bonus for this week. Okay, lovely to be with you again.